Are these the best leaders yet? Hello and welcome to the table, and today I'm going to be doing another video, this time for Star Wars Unlimited, going over the leaders so far from Twilight of the Republic. There are 10 of them so far. Some of them aren't the best, but man, the ones that are good, they are good. So yeah, let's hop into things, starting things off with an actually really fun leader, in my opinion, that I'm likely going to be building, Nute Gunray, the coward of the Separatist Alliance. As an action, you can exhaust him, and if 2 or more friendly units were defeated this phase, you create a battle droid token, which is just a 1/1 token. And as an epic action, if you have 6 or more resources, you can deploy Nute Gunray into a 2/8 that on attack creates a battle droid token. Which, I mean, it's a 2/8, which doesn't seem great, but this is a blue and black deck, so it's going to be a lot more controlling, a lot more mid-rangey, so the power doesn't really matter as much. Basically, what I can see with this deck is what I see a lot of the villainy stuff wanting to do, which is just flood the board with battle droid tokens and then just get value off of it somehow. Usually with exploit, but Nute Gunray is probably going to use some other ways to like defeat them and then get value off of them. Something like that I can totally see Nute Gunray doing and just getting the most value possible off of just making a mazillion battle droid tokens. Sometimes exploit, sometimes who knows, defeating it and drawing a card. But yeah, Nute Gunray looks super fun so far. And Obi-Wan Kenobi is another another Vigilance leader, but this time he is heroic, obviously. And as an action, Obi-Wan can heal a damage from one of his units, and once you have 6 resources, you can flip him into a 4/7 with Sentinel, which, yeah, that's something you don't see on leaders every day. And on attack, you heal 1 from a unit, and if you do, from a unit, and if you do, you deal 1 damage to a different unit. So this guy is basically one big, massive shield that's going to be soaking up some damage for you, whether your opponent wants to go after Obi-Wan or not. And then when he attacks, you get to heal a bit from your stuff and then deal damage to other stuff, which doesn't seem too bad either. Overall, I'm not exactly sure how to judge it just yet, but I honestly feel like this Obi-Wan leader is going to see some solid play. Not going to be the best, but man, he definitely seems like a pretty solid deck like Ray. It's just a good, solid, all-around, just good deck. Then there is Count Dooku. Now, if you've watched any of my videos for this set so far, which there aren't really many of, so you likely watched this one, or this video whatever. Count Dooku, I like him. If you have watched the video, you know that I like Count Dooku. He is my favorite leader in the set so far, very easily. As an action, you can exhaust him, play a separate discard from your hand, and as exploit 1. So you can defeat one of your units and make the card cost 2 less when you play it. That's insane. And once you have 7 resources, you can epic action him into a 5/9 Overwhelm, which is absurd to me. I mean, at 6 resources, it's like a 4/7, but then you get to 7 resources, and then boom, an extra power, and an extra 2 health, plus you get Overwhelm, and on attack, the next Separatist card you play this phase gets Exploit 3, so now you can, play a card, and then you can defeat 3 units to then make that card cost 6 less. What? Up to 6 less, depending on how many units you get rid of. But yeah, Count Dooku, just overall, great mid-rangey value, just do crazy stuff deck. It's one of the ways to take advantage of all those battle droid tokens that you make in Villainous, and this is personally my favorite way to do it. Then there is Padme Amidala. Here's the thing about control leaders. They're either absurd or they suck. And Padme is one of the ones that it sucks. So, as an action, you can pay a resource, which that is another thing that makes her suck, but then you exhaust her, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. Which doesn't seem great because card draw right now in Star Wars isn't incredible, and even if it was, this ability isn't super overwhelming, because in addition to that, you have to have 3 units out in order to activate this ability, because it's a coordinate ability. So that's, not very great. And as an epic action, once you have 5 resources, she's a 2/7. So 2 less power than normal, actually 1 less power than normal, but you get Restore 1, which isn't terrible, but once again, you got Coordinate kind of blocking what you're wanting to do, which is just on attack, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. And overall, this just isn't really great. This isn't, like, competitive-wise, this just isn't going to be very good. I don't think, like, it just doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough. It's a fine effect, I guess, because drawing cards is good. It's just not going to win you games like it does in other trading card games in Star Wars. You just need to be able to establish and build a really powerful board state, more so than drawing cards and having card advantage. And Padme just, it doesn't give you a good enough board state. And then there's Maul, similar reasons, not exactly similar to Padme, but it's not a great leader either because aggression is wanting to just rush down the opponent as quickly as possible, and Maul doesn't exactly do that super well. As an action, you can attack with the unit, and it gets overwhelmed for the attack, exhausting Maul. That's not great because aggression wants to mow down the opponents, not their units necessarily, and it just doesn't seem great. And once you have 6 resources, he's a 6/6, so you have 1 less health than normal, but 2 more power than normal at 6 resources, which is good, and he has Overwhelm, and each of your other friendly units gets Overwhelm, so it's a very unique take on aggression, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be good enough or spicy enough to where it's going to be, like, insane, you know? And, I mean, Maul's fine, but he's definitely not the best. Again. Then there is Ahsoka Tano, Snips. Now, she is awesome. She's an aggression deck that kind of does what aggression's wanting to do, which is as an action, if you have 3 or more units, you can exhaust her, attack with a unit, and it gets +1 power for the attack. Just a little bit of extra power coming in every single turn. It's not exactly like Sabine's ability because it just deals direct damage to the base, but Ahsoka, 1, doesn't deal damage to your own base, and 2, I mean, that power can either go towards the base or another one of your opponent's units if that does wind up mattering, which isn't a ton, but likely it's just going to be pushing more damage to the base, which isn't that bad of a deal. Even though you have to have 3 units out, this deck definitely wants to be going super wide because once you have 5 resources, Ahsoka Tano is a 3/6, but 5/6 if, you know, have those 3 units out, 3 or more units out. And this coordinate ability counts herself. So, like with Padme. So if you have Ahsoka and 2 other units out, she, for once you have 5 resources, flips into a 5/6. That's it, but, I mean, that's still a fine body. I mean, look at Kylo. He's, a lot of the times, if the deck's, like, built right and doing what it's wanting to do, once you have 4 resources, you have a 5/4 body. That's awesome. 5 power, once you have 4 resources, is absurd for a leader. And Ahsoka is kind of the same thing, but without as much downside, it just takes a little bit of setting up to do. Which, realistically, with what Heroic is wanting to do in this set, which is just go as wide as possible, with clone troopers, Ahsoka is just like, yeah, now I get bonuses for you doing that, doing what you're wanting to do with this set. So yeah, Ahsoka, I mean, I talked about her already a couple of weeks back, but very good, in my opinion. For a starter leader especially, like, this is a starter deck, just so you know, very solid. And then there's Mace Windu, a deck that's, another kind of a unique take on aggression. I don't know why, but there always seems to be, like, some aggression leaders that are wanting to be more mid-rangey, and that's just not what aggression is, like, wanting to do. Aggression wants to be aggressive, not mid-rangey, because the stuff, yeah, whatever. Mace, as an action for 1 resource, you can exhaust him, deal damage to a damaged unit, enemy unit. Then, if it has 5 or more damage on it, you deal an additional damage to it. So, just dealing damage to your opponent's stuff. So, cool, I guess. Once you have 7 resources, you can flip him into a 5/8, so around the same power as normal, and around the same health as normal, so that's not great. But when deployed, you deal 2 damage to each damaged unit, which includes your own, but, I mean, it's fine because you're going to be painting your opponent's stuff all the time with this frontside ability, but again, this is aggression, and mid-rangey to control matchups, or decks, aren't really amazing right now in Star Wars. You want to do a lot more aggressive stuff, but, yeah, it's just, Mace doesn't seem great, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's a fine leader, but with what is, like, what he's wanting to do, which is aggression, being aggressive, it just doesn't seem great. You can play something like Control with him. You could do the same thing with Maul. You could play something like Control or Vigilance to make it a bit more of a better mid-rangey deck, but it's not necessarily what you're wanting to do with the leader, or with that type of aggression. It's what you're wanting to do with the leader, but it doesn't work necessarily with the cards you have access to. Then there's General Grievous. This is another one of the starter deck leaders that I actually think is really good. Anyways, as an action with General Grievous, you can exhaust him and give any droid Sentinel for the phase, which doesn't seem like an amazing thing, but it does. I mean, so for those of you that know, like, Sentinel is good. In decks that want to be more mid-rangey, that want to last longer against aggressive decks, Sentinel is, period, the best option. Unless you have something like a board wipe, which a lot of the times you're not going to unless Overwhelming Barrage. But yeah, General Grievous, his ability is insane because there's nothing really stopping you. It's just like, hey, you have a droid out. Hey, is it going to stop a couple of things? Okay, give it Sentinel, and now your opponent has to go through it and then deal less damage to you on that turn, give you more time to set up and then do cool things. And the more time you have to set up, the closer you get to 6 resources. And once you do, well, General Grievous is a 4/8. Then on attack gives a droid +1 power and Sentinel for the phase. So you can do himself, and also he has 1 additional health than the normal 6 resource leader. They're usually 4/7s. Grievous is a 4/8. And on attack, you can give himself a +1 power buff, but Sentinel for the phase. But he's an above rate, definitely, for that statted leader attacker. And plus, I mean, Sentinel, yeah, it's just, like, what I'm trying to say here is General Grievous, for a starter leader like Ahsoka, is kind of insane. And quite honestly, I feel like General Grievous is better than Ahsoka. With this, like, basically meta being super aggressive, and I feel like Twilight making it even more aggressive potentially, General Grievous I feel like is a great deck because Sentinel is a very good thing. And giving Sentinel out every single turn, so long as you have a droid thing, I don't know what it is, but like Cunning and Villainous and Sentinel, giving them time to set up, I just feel like it leads to nothing but good things for them and terrible things for your opponent, and I just love it. I just love this leader, the way that's wanting to... I feel like General Grievous will be an amazing leader, is what I'm trying to say. A lot better than most star leaders. So yeah. Then there is Jango Fett. This guy. For Jango being a very famous bounty hunter in the lore of Star Wars, his leader sucks. It's yellow and black, which are... immediately he's like, ooh, I love that combination of aspects. It's my favorite combination of aspects in the game. But when a friendly unit deals damage to an enemy unit, you can exhaust this leader and exhaust that enemy unit. I just don't feel like it does enough. Again, with aggressive decks being very common right now, especially, this ability just does nothing. And even in a less aggressive meta, this ability still doesn't really do enough because it's just so slow and it just really honestly does nothing. I mean, you attack with one of your things, that's one less attacker for you, then you exhaust that thing that you just attacked if you don't kill it, and plus you're dealing damage to your stuff, more damage to your stuff, and I just don't think it's very good. I just don't think it's very good. And once you have 5 resources, he's a 3/7, that whenever a friendly unit deals damage to an enemy unit, you may exhaust that unit. Now this is every time, not just once per round, like a lot of these effects get, so that is a benefit, that is an upside, but right now I just don't see Jango Fett's ability being that good to where it's just really gonna get you the value that you need to just do the thing. So, yeah. Then there's Quinlan Vos. This leader, I feel like this is a better Cad Bane. Quite honestly, I feel like it's a better Cad Bane. As far as, like, the starting thing goes, I feel like if he was yellow and black, which, I mean, he's a Jedi, so obviously he's not going to be, but if he was yellow and black, it would make him so much better because he has access to so many better cards, because I just feel like Villainous is so much better than Heroism, but whatever. That's a story for another day. But Quinlan Vos, amazing aspect combination, And right off the bat, I mean, his front side ability is just like awesome. When you play a unit, you make Exhaustless Leader to then deal damage to an enemy unit that costs the same as the unit that you just played. So basically, this deck's going to play on a curve. It wants to curve out as consistently as possible, and then every single time that you do what the deck's going to do, you pin a thing that your opponent has out that costs the same as the thing. Like, basically, it just punishes the opponent for playing on curve, when this deck that's wanting to prioritize playing on a curve just, does its thing. I feel like it's just a better Cad Bane, because one, I feel like it just deals damage more consistently. I mean, it has some restrictions, honestly, but I feel like it's just gonna deal a lot more damage than some people might expect at first. In addition to that, I feel like Quinlan Voss, is better, like, just off the front side alone, because of the fact that you get to choose the units. So, like, if you're in this very go-wide meta that's about to come up with Twilight of the Republic, battle droid tokens. Well, you play Quinlan Voss, you play a unit, and boom, you get to ping, potentially, a battle droid token, or you get to ping a thing that makes a battle droid token that's usually going to have less health than normal since it makes a body, and then boom, that thing's, like, way closer to death than it should be, or maybe it just dies. And I just feel like Quinlan Voss, off the front side, just very appealing. And once you have 5 resources, he's a 3/7 that whenever you play a unit, not just once per round, whenever you play a unit, you deal 1 damage to an enemy unit that costs the same as or less than the played unit, which makes what I said on the front side even better, because you can play something that costs 5 resources, your opponent has out, like, let's say 5 battle droid tokens and like a 6/6 or whatever. Well, you ping one of those battle droid tokens, and now they have one less thing to sacrifice to exploit whatever, And I just feel like, very, 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 very solid leader, in my opinion. Then, there are the 3 bases. Very good-looking bases. Paw City, each leader unit you control gets +1 health, and it's a 26 health base. Not incredibly appealing, but I honestly believe that this will be broken in some sense or another. I feel like one day, it might not be when this set releases, but I feel like one day, this is going to do something. This is going to do something nuts. It's going to make a leader that needs more health, that needs as much health as possible, get more health. Something like Obi-Wan, honestly, in this set, you don't really want to have a double blue leader, but, I feel like Obi-Wan having an additional health when he comes out is good. And I feel like down the road, you're going to have a case like that, but even better. Because, sure, Obi-Wan having an additional health is better, but it's not going to break the game or anything. And I feel like down the line, this is going to do something that'll break the game. I don't know why, but I have a feeling. I just have a feeling. Giving your leaders the ability to be way more statted than normal, even though this isn't by much, it's just 1 additional health, I still feel like one day it's going to do something. I don't know why, I just have this gut feeling. So, Then there is Droid Manufactory. This is a very spicy looking base, especially for Count Dooku. 24 health base, 1 less than some of the rare bases from Spark of Rebellion. And then when you deploy a leader, you create 2 battle droid tokens, which is kind of nuts. Because, especially in Twin Suns, you get to deploy your leader twice because you have 2 leaders, and this would go off twice. This goes for all of the bases, the rare bases that are in the set, which just makes them even more better. Just better. Droid Manufactory, whenever you deploy a leader, create 2 battle droid tokens, 2 bodies, when you deploy a leader, and then if you're playing an exploit deck, like Count Dooku, I feel like a double green Count Dooku honestly will not be that bad, and you play this as your base, and then boom, you flip Count Dooku, and you get 2 bodies just for flipping Count Dooku, and then you get to attack with him, and you get to exploit 3, and then you have 2 bodies out, so that all you need is 1 more stupid little battle droid token, and boom. You just get to make something cost 6 less. That's insane. That is insane. Then there is Shadow Collective Camp. This is a 25 health base, and when you deploy a leader, you get to draw a card. Again, card draw isn't the best right now, but again, down the line, it's going to get better. Card draw is just going to keep getting better. But I feel like it's just solid. Is it worth having 5 less life? Probably not. Honestly, for all these bases, these rare bases, except the Battle Droid manufacturing something like a Count Dooku deck, I do not believe it's worth it for the health reduction. But I still feel like it could do something. It's still good. It's not the best, but it's still good. Whatever I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's it. All the bases that have come out so far, rare bases, all of the leaders that have come out so far. I hope you all enjoyed that. Hope you all are looking forward to Twilight of the Republic coming out and these great leaders. Not all of them are super amazing, spicy looking, but I mean, a lot more than like you would think right off the bat. I mean, Newt Gunray looks super good. Obi-Wan looks super good. Count Dooku looks super good. I mean, it looks playable. It looks like it's gonna be a good deck. Newt's gonna be a good deck. Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, Ahsoka, General Grievous, Quinlan Voss. That's 6 of the 10 that I think could do something. That could like do something out there and just be solid decks. 2 just great decks. So yeah. Anyways, with all that aside, hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope you're looking forward to Twilight of the Republic like me. And with all that aside, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's completely free, you won't regret it. And have a great rest of your day, everyone.